You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Greetings, Earthlings. You're listening to the Pro Wrestling Mothership Network.
Hey everybody, this is Ugly.
This is the Juice Box Hero, Tyler Jones.
This is Almighty Christopher Daniel.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Iron Mike Johnson with Impact Pro Wrestling.
This is Jermaine Johnson.
This is the world's greatest pop icon, Donnie Pepper Cricket, sometimes known as the Dundee Strangler, Brandon Juarez.
This is Caprice Cole.
I'm Wes Risk.
Hey, this is WWE Artist in Residence, Rob Schamberg.
Hey guys, this is Savannah Stone.
Hey everybody, this is Ian Riccaboni from Ring of Honor.
Hey babe, Cousin Gator, dang old, bang bang.
Hey, this Miss Frankie J.
Yeah, this is the pretty boy Pitbull Kenny King.
Hey there, this is the one, the only, the astonishingly above the rest front man of professional wrestling, Jossie.
You are listening to the sultry sounds of Chainsaw King.
Hey guys, this is James Jeffries here, Impact Pro Wrestling Superstar, and you're listening to Shotgun Wrestling Radio, Daddy-O.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Shotgun Wrestling Radio. I'm your host, Zach Takis, alongside, as always, by Zach the Zigman Greg. Zigman, how are you doing today?
Doing well, man. I'm excited again tonight. We're going to talk to Troy Peterson from Impact Pro Wrestling, so let's welcome him to the program, and let's get this thing going. Troy, how the hell you been, man? It's been a while since we talked to you last.
It has been. It's been great. I appreciate you having me on. This is a lot of fun always, so looking forward to it.
You know, absolutely. We're excited to get you on as well because this time of year, we're about a little over a month from one of the best weekends of the year. And, of course, we're talking about Hall of Fame weekend. And, obviously, you guys are going to start ramping up some fair shows. And it's just basically your busy time right now.
It is. Yeah, this is I think we ended up with 16 shows in July, counting the afternoon show in Waterloo. So it's a hectic time for us. It's busy. It's a lot of fun. So we're really just excited about the Hall of Fame with all the changes that have taken place there. It's been a lot of work, but we've been really I'm really excited about the end product.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the museum after the renovation and everything part of the weekend. I want to get into that more, but before we get to the Hall of Fame weekend, I know that you guys opened the new vault. You started taping TV in Collins, Iowa. I just want to talk a little bit about that real quick.
Sure. The training facility in Collins is kind of, it's a dream come true for me. I like the idea of just having a permanent facility. That's always been something, for 12 years or, 13 years we've had that. But when it's now going, I just didn't really get to enjoy it. I didn't really get part of the process. And moving it to Collins has really allowed me to do that. So selfishly, I'm glad it's closer. And also having James Jeffries as our, kind of day-to-day head trainer with PS Aggressor still being heavily involved, that's great. James, I couldn't ask for somebody better, and so it's been really exciting to see him take a different role in the overall, scheme of what we're doing.
Absolutely. And you guys have been continuing to do the TV shows as well. How would you say the TV show progress has been going for you guys? It's obviously quite the learning process for everybody that's involved.
Yeah, it's been going good. That the learning process is exactly it. And I don't really I haven't been super excited to shout to the mountaintops this is what we're doing until we get it to exactly how we want it. And so it's been a work in progress. I think what we have produced has been good. I'm biased, but I'm sure you guys, I don't know what you think of it, but for what we've been able to do, I've been happy with it so far. I'd like to see it grow, and this fall we'll kind of amp that up and really put a lot more into that. I mean, that's going to be kind of a bigger part of our overall product as to what we're doing is the TV. So that'll be a lot more of our stuff will be driven by the TV stuff, and that's going to kind of start in late August.
So basically, kind of right after you guys wrap up I'm going to call it Hall of Fame season because, like I said, you guys really starting here in July. You just go for pretty much 2 weeks solid there with the fair shows and the Hall of Fame weekend. So you're kind of thinking maybe that first set of shows there after the Hall of Fame season kind of winds down for you guys then.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, once the Hall of Fame, we're going to do kind of our TV show. We'll do 2 weeks of like a recap, one of the Hall of Fame, one of kind of the fair season, you know, and then get back into TV tapings and then kind of go from there as far as, you know, starting up with regular tapings and having our weekly show back.
All right, very awesome. I want to talk about a show that's coming up this weekend. Special D's Donor Mania 2 in the support of the Iowa Donor Network. I know last year we had the event with X-Pac, and this year bringing in Charles Wright, WWE Hall of Famer, the Godfather. And talk a little bit about that event coming up here at the Cake Stand in Des Moines.
Yeah, it's been a great event to be a part of, you know, to be put together, bringing in Charles Wright. I was really excited about that. I wanted to, you know, the folks at the Cake Stand and the different breweries that have, you know, Travis and from Shell's Brewery, all these breweries have been great to us and helping do something for the Iowa Donor Network. And, you know, he's like, hey, bring somebody in from the Attitude Era, bring somebody in from, you know, we remember from our childhood. And it's easy to go with like a Hacksaw Jim Duggan, obviously. But he's just so accessible here in Des Moines. So I thought Charles Wright was a great one just because, hey, Papa Shango terrified some of the older people, and then, you know, the Godfather kind of embodied a lot of what the Attitude Era was about. And so he's been very easy to work with, and it was Mother's Day, and in about 5 minutes, he's like, okay, I'm coming in, let's do it. And it was easy, and he's excited, we're excited, and we have a great show lined up there, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds like it should be a great time. That I believe is 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. this coming weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
You are mistaken, Zach.
Okay, then I don't know what I was reading, but that was the time frame that I had read somewhere.
No, we actually, why waste a whole Saturday on just one show? From 1 to 5, we're actually doing a Collins Days. We're doing what amounts to an open house. We'll have a few wrestling matches. Kids can get in the ring. It's just all free. It's just at our facility there as part of the Collins Days celebration. And then the Cake Stand shows at 7 o'clock. And it's free. It's going to go on rain or shine. So it's a free will donation. So if you want to be able to give something to the Iowa Donor Network, that would be awesome. So we strongly encourage that. But yeah, it's something that, you know, coming out for a good cause. It'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Now to kind of move on here, Troy, to the big reason we have you on. Like I said, it's hard to believe that we're almost a month away from Hall of Fame weekend, and you know this year is just as stacked as it has been in previous years, if not more. And for me personally, I haven't been back to the museum since last year, so I'm actually really excited to see the museum. They've done a complete overhaul renovation of the entire museum, and from everything that I've seen just in pictures and some little video clips here and there, the place just looks absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, when I first fell in love with the museum, it was a large part about just, hey, pro wrestling's oftentimes kind of, you know, seen as a less than, at least as far as, you know, guys like us that love wrestling, you know, believe it should be. It should be, you know, I think it should be portrayed in a better light, more professional light, a classier light. And so when I first walked into the museum and saw, hey, here's pro wrestling, here's people presenting pro wrestling in a way that's, you know, classy and just nice, and it's not cheesy, and it's well done, and it's been thought out, and I loved it. And that was you know, with Mike Chapman's vision. And then Kyle Klingman, who's no longer involved in the museum, but for 17 years he was. And then his vision, when I got to see that completed in March, it's like, it's incredible. It really was. You walk in there and like, holy crap. Pro wrestling is, you know, there it is. And it's just on display in this, you know, just bigger than life, just really, I mean, they nailed it. I don't know how to put it in words. They knocked it out of the park. And so it's just a neat thing to be a part of, to show, hey, something we all love that we're kind of used to it being compared to, kind of the down, kind of the seedy, the carny side of the business, to see it presented in this way makes me more proud to be a part of it. It motivates me. It motivates me to want to work harder for it. And so, they kind of changed the structure of, they're getting new directors. So there's a lot of transitional time, and Chad Olson and I have kind of taken on a little more official roles and kind of helping with this year's weekend. And so, and Kyle's still been an invaluable source of information, and Melissa Wilkins over there at the museum, she's been working her butt off, and we're excited about the future, but it's really been a lot of pressure for me this year to be like, hey, I want to live up to when people come in on Thursday and they see the museum, like, holy crap, to not, we better up our game up too. We don't want the best part of it to be the museum. We want to try to even surpass expectations once it's in the museum, which will not be easy this year.
Absolutely. And, looking at just the schedule of events of everything that's going on this year, what for you do you think is the most that you're looking forward to from this year's lineup that we have?
Gosh, that's a tough one. Traditionally, I love the Thursday night event because it's the one night it's selfish. I get to really enjoy it. I get to partake in it. I do the trivia contest. I get to just kind of relax and enjoy the creation. I don't get to do that on Friday or Saturday. And so this year, the tournament, we changed some things. I don't know if you saw the participants in the tournament, but the Hall of Fame Classic, I really felt like in the past we've brought in, some high-end name talent, Austin Aries, Pentagon Jr., and Shelton Benjamin. But for a lot of reasons, and, they're maybe, as looking in retrospect, I'm happy I'm doing it the way I'm doing it this year, in the sense of we're bringing in guys that are hungry, whether they're young or old, they're hungry. They want to still have their best match in their career, and they want to have it in Waterloo or wherever their next show is, and they're still giving it 100% every time out. And so, that's something, it's going to be a lot more about the wrestling. So you have Kobe Durst from Canada, 23 years old, ton of upside. And I've loved what, he kind of caught my eye real quick, just kind of looking for guys to bring in. So Kurt Stallion, he's got a match coming up with Matt Riddle here in a week and a half. Kurt Stallion, who's, there'll be a lot of buzz about him. He's great. And, Airwolf, who we talked a little bit about, before we got on there, he's great. Jake Durden, the IPW representative, Nick Dinsmore, Wes Briscoe, and Brian Pillman Jr., who, I think that'll be exciting. And then the card, which I'm going to kind of put out here over the next few days, but I can spoil it now if you guys want.
Yes.
If you're ready for it, if you're ready, go right ahead.
The next show will feature 3 matches from the tournament. So the 2 semifinal matches will start the show, and the finals will end the show. Match 3 will be the Battle Royal, and then matches 4, I think we'll end up with like 10 or 11 matches. So that's a lot. We'll have a 4-way for the IPW tag team titles that we haven't yet decided the teams on. We'll have a women's championship match, which is currently held by Sierra Avery and defending against Tara Noya, if they both come in. If Sierra comes in as champion. Right now, we have Miss Frankie J versus Victoria, or
very nice.
Marie Verone. We'll have Malice likely defending the Extreme title, and then the big picture will be, if he's still champion, will be defending the IPW title against the Golden Boy, Bryce Jordan. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with that, but they wrestled in Algona last Saturday, and it was like one of the best matches I've seen so far this year. So super excited about that, and based, almost, entirely on that, we're like, hey, that's a match we want to do to represent us. So, and then in his retirement match, B. Brian Blair, in a match that will be refereed by James Beard. I don't know if you know who James Beard is, but a long-time Texas referee, wrestled in Japan for many years. Just a great guy. Brian Buller will be wrestling in his retirement match against James Jeffries. So
very cool. Very cool, yeah.
Ultimo Dragon will be wrestling. I don't know if you noticed by the lacking of names who he'd wrestle, if you want to take any guesses, but it is Matty Starr.
Oh, very cool.
Very cool. I'm sure he is just absolutely thrilled for the matchup.
Yeah, I can't use any words Matt used to describe his happiness at the time I told him about it. Even though we're on the internet, there's no part of it that I can repeat here with you guys. But yes, he's excited.
For anybody that hasn't come to the weekend, what would your recommendation be?
I think what's neat about it is, and just as a quick rundown of the events, is if you can do all 3 days, you get there, and if you do the All Access Pass, Thursday we have pizza and beer and soda, and you have, just kind of a real casual night at the museum. I didn't mean to say that, but casual night at the museum. And then we do the BCP Live Productions does the live wrestling trivia, which I think is great. And a lot of times, like Stan Hansen had a team last year, and Tony Gurriel was on a team. It's fun and kind of surreal, and just a neat experience over at the Ramada. And then Friday, there's just something going on all the time. And if you haven't ever been there, it's set up where everybody stays at the Ramada, or most people do, and the museum's about 3 blocks away, and then the venue where most of the events are taking place is, just across the street. So on your way to the museum. So between the museum and the Ramada, that 3 blocks, it'd be uncommon to walk to or from where you're not seeing somebody that you recognize from TV, So it's just a constant, it's very, very accessible as a fan. It's a fundraiser for the museum, so people aren't. I think sometimes these conventions and these fan fests, and it's like I hear things like guys doing $80, $100 meet and greet tickets. It's just nothing like that. Everybody's just there. If you're buying an All Access Pass, one of the things, the other people there, like the Jerry Briscoes of the world, they recognize that. They're like, hey, this is somebody that's making an investment into something he's passionate about and he loves. And that's enough. You've already paid the price. You've already made the drive to Waterloo. You've already, chose to support the weekend by getting the All Access Pass, and you want to sit down and talk to Baron Von Raschke and Jerry Briscoe and Ben there or Jim Ross for 5-10 minutes. Hey, that's, in most instances I see, because you see those conversations taking place all over the museum and all over on Friday and Saturday, where it's just, hey, there's, random guy talking to Baron or, whatever. So I just think it's a really accessible weekend. And people, if you are there, like, and you want to do the autographs and the meet and greet and things like that, like, I would say, Dan Gable doesn't charge at all for his autograph. And you have a level of guys that will be charging $5, and then there, that goes up. But I think, still a lot of people are in that $10, $15 range. So I think it's very accessible. Very much, we try to make it as affordable as possible. It's just fun. There's something going on all the time, whether it's on Friday from 11 in the morning. You can watch the evaluation, like you're going through workouts and drills. At noon, the evaluation show. At 1 o'clock, the Hall of Fame Classic first round. After that, you can go over and watch Wade Keller and Bruce Mitchell do a podcast with, we're kind of still working on a guest to announce that. We kind of have some ideas, but, and then after that, we go, doors open the wrestling show, 5:30, 6:30, it's over at 9:30. We shuttle all the All Access Pass holders down to the Eagles Nest, down at a bar, and everybody's eating and drinking together in a room that's about the size of my basement. And it's like you can't help but, elbow somebody you've seen on TV. So, it's just, it's a really great. And Saturday is kind of much more, everybody's at the museum. There's roundtable discussions. There's meet and greets. There's autograph signing. And then, of course, Saturday night's the formal banquet with the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So it's just like Jerry Briscoe calls it the most accessible, and Jim Ross too, but it's called the most accessible wrestling event in the world. Like, a little hyperbole there, but I believe that. I think it is. I think it's just something where everybody's there. You're there to support the common goal of, hey, preserving history and showing people, what wrestling is now and what it can be. So I don't know. It's great. Just go.
Yeah. Absolutely. And as you named off all those events coming up, if you haven't seen the beautiful poster for the official event poster done by Spot Monkey Media, you definitely need to check that out. That's pretty amazing. It talks about the induction weekend, July 25th through the 27th in Waterloo, of course. It also talks about the Hall of Fame Pass, which gets you into all the events Troy just mentioned. And you get in there for $130, I believe, right now.
$130, yeah. And quick list of the guests. I mean, you have Sheamus, you have Natalya, you have Beth Phoenix, Sergeant Slaughter, Jim Ross, Jerry Briscoe, Nick Dinsmore, Ultimate Dragon, Victoria, Zach Griggs, Takis, Brian Pillman Jr., Wes Briscoe, Jerry Briscoe, it is. It's surreal. Baron Von Raschke, it's Brian Shields.
Yeah, we just talked to him last week. Very fun interview. Yeah.
Man, that guy's awesome.
He is, for sure. It was a fun 30-some minute conversation with him. And if you haven't checked that out, you can find it at Shotgun Radio and on all of our social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also on our YouTube page. We put that up on our YouTube page too, so definitely reach out and check that out. He talks about all the W Encyclopedia, working with Charlotte, Ric Flair, and stuff. So an amazing interview. And his first time to the Hall of Fame weekend a few years ago, and then now he's excited to come back. So it'd be good to finally meet him coming up in Waterloo. So.
Did he tell you about what his job is at the video games?
He spoke a little bit about video games. He talked about working on the Legends of Wrestling and stuff. A little bit of that, and
he writes the commentary. So he's like a script writer for the commentary for all these video games. It's like, yeah, it's pretty. Are you for the WWE games? That's pretty awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. He didn't speak a ton of that. He spoke just a little bit about the video game industry and mainly about his books and stuff. But it's definitely a good. Definitely go listen if you don't know much about him, because a world-renowned author and a great addition to the weekend. I'm really looking forward to meeting him finally. So.
Yeah, no, and he's receiving the Jim Melby Award. That's one real quick thing, I guess, too, is he's receiving the Jim Melby Award, which is honoring excellence in journalism. And Beth Phoenix will be our first female inductee into the Hall of Fame, and that was I don't know if you don't know the process on that. It's voted on by all existing and living honorees and award winners, and you have to have an athletic background. No longer has to specifically be wrestling, but it is an athletic background and then excelled in professional wrestling. And Beth, I mean, she wrestled for Notre Dame High School. She was a trailblazer then. And then that continued obviously into her pro wrestling career. So I mean, it's historic for us, and it's awesome. I mean, it couldn't happen to anybody better. So, and then Sergeant Slaughter is receiving the Frank Gotch Award, and that's kind of designed to be given to somebody who brought legitimacy, kind of made wrestling believable through their actions in and out of the ring. So, and man, growing up, nobody is more believable than that dude. And that guy was.
Yeah, absolutely.
and just pick on somebody else. And you know, I mean, that guy was just seemed legit. And then the Lou Thesz Award, kind of given to somebody who outside the ring has brought, you know, positive recognition to the world of professional wrestling, is Thunderbolt Patterson. So, and his career, certainly not that of, you know, of, a lot of people may not be super familiar with him, but boy, that guy, if you watch any of his stuff, he just had so much charisma. And it was just, yeah, I mean, this, people love, I mean, he could have been, he had many moments where he was just that close to, you know, superstardom, and a lot of things got in the way there. But yeah, we're excited to have him on board, and I know Chad's been dealing with him a lot in his travel stuff, and Chad just says he's been great. You know, it's just been a really neat experience for him to interact and kind of be able to get to know Thunderbolt a little better. So I'm excited to meet him.
Very cool, very cool. I'm definitely excited. Again, I'll remind everybody, the Hall of Fame weekend is July 25th through the 27th in Waterloo, 5 Sullivan Brothers Convention Center, Dan Gable International Wrestling Institute Museum, and as well as the Ramada Hotel. If you could get a room, there is a package deal this year through Impact Pro Wrestling like last year. So if there's rooms available, still definitely contact the museum on that. The All Access Pass is $130, as I mentioned earlier, and you can get that at 319-233-0745, I believe is the number, or you could just shoot them an email as well. I don't have that in front of me, but the easiest way is just give them a call and definitely pick that up. If you don't want to go the All Access Pass, I believe coming up on the 21st, physical tickets go on sale to the Hall of Fame weekend events on June 21st at 10 a.m. at the Dan Gable Museum.
That is correct, yes. And, you know, those tickets are $25 for ringside, first 4 rows, and then $15 for general admission. So, I mean, buy them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you don't, I don't want to sound like the salesman, but if you're not going to go the All Access Pass, you want to get the tickets, you definitely want to be there. I mean, you get the opportunity, as you mentioned, to meet some of these stars that you're not going to see anywhere, and it's so cool, and autographs aren't that expensive like you see at most conventions, like you said. I'm super excited to meet quite a few people. Ultimo Dragon, a guy that you don't see in the States very often. I'm super excited to see him wrestle and get an opportunity to meet him. That's going to be pretty sweet. That's one of my big ones for the weekend. So, but yeah, it's going to be awesome. So definitely get those at the museum starting on June 21st at 10 a.m. In person, and can you get them over the phone too, Troy? Probably at the 319-233-0745.
You can, yes. And then you could also, if you just want to get tickets, or if you have any questions too, because sometimes if people, men and women have questions, you know, like the specific pro wrestling questions. Melissa, she's busy, and so she might not, if you ask, hey, what time, you know, is such and such going to be there, you know, this or this. You can always just email ipwtickets@yahoo.com too, and that'll kind of, I can answer those questions too if you have more specific questions or, you know, non-ticket related questions. You can just go to me, and I'll be happy to answer those.
One quick thing, you could get regular tickets to the talent evaluation and the Hall of Fame Classic first round too, as well, if they don't have the pass.
Yes, and again, those tickets will be $15, and just go to ipwtickets@yahoo.com for those.
Okay, very cool. And again, just to mention again, it's Brian Pillman Jr., Nick Densmore, Airwolf, Wes Briscoe, Jake Durden, former IPW heavyweight champion, Kobe Durst, a Canadian star, and Kurt Stallion, the Lone Star Kurt Stallion, another one of my favorites. I'm glad to see him back in the tournament this year. As Troy mentioned online, he'll start announcing the first round matchups. He's looking for suggestions, so if you haven't been over there, definitely get over there and give him suggestions of what you want to kind of see in the first round, and then hopefully we'll get the announcement soon. I really appreciate your time tonight, sir, and is there anything else you want to cover or talk about before we let you go for the evening?
Gosh, no, I appreciate you having me on. I mean, July 16th, we'll do the Hall of Fame Classic qualifier.
Oh, yes, sorry about that.
No, it's in Des Moines. It's just an 8-person tournament. it's fun. It's just it's come on out if you can. But no, just I mean this Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and I know there's everybody has loyalties. There's a lot of different wrestling groups in Iowa, and we all work together, but in competition. We all love pro wrestling, and I just, hey, regardless of whose name's on what show, this is great. The fact that Hall of Fame, and I supported it when Harley Race was running shows. I went to every one. It's in your backyard. It's it's a big event in professional wrestling. It's right here. I want to keep it here. I want it to be successful, and I hope people can support it. And just it's fun. Go be a fan. I know everybody wants to be involved, but coming as a fan, I love doing that too. I did that for 8 years, and sometimes I miss that. But I hope everybody supports it. So I appreciate you guys getting the word out and having Brian Shields on and having myself on. And I know you guys do an incredible job of getting the word out for this show and just really being ambassadors. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Troy. I really appreciate that. Guys, again, I just want to throw out the reminder, the Hall of Fame weekend is July 25th through the 27th. Hall of Fame pass is $130. Gets you into everything for the weekend, podcasts, autograph signings, the IPW show, the Hall of Fame Classic, the tryouts, the social, the trivia night, all fun, plus the after party at the Screaming Eagle. For $130, 319-233-0745 for those. And physical tickets to the weekend go on sale the 21st here at the museum, again at 10 a.m. So definitely check them out at 319-233-0745. And one thing we didn't touch on, the Hall of Fame banquet dinner takes place on Saturday evening. An amazing thing if you haven't been part of that. That is part of the pass. You can also get regular tickets to that too. Are they what's the price on those this year, Troy, for just regular tickets to the banquet?
Those are $60 for the Hall of Fame banquet. So, and you can get those by contacting the museum, call Mel up and over there at 319-233-0745 and get those.
Awesome. Very cool. Again, I appreciate your time. Social media for at IPW Pro on Twitter. Check out Impact Pro Wrestling on Facebook. And Troy, hang with me. I'm going to wrap it up and talk to you in a second. So, guys, we'll be back here on Shotgun Wrestling Radio after this quick break.